It ain't even been a calendar week, and somehow we are back at Wingstop because they dropped a new flavor. This is sweet chili glaze. A lot of people in the last few videos were commenting that they had some sort of Pacific flavor. Every time I looked on the app, it wasn't there. Finally got an email this morning. We got a new flavor. So here I am. We got bone-in and boneless wings of their sweet chili glaze. That is what's on the agenda today. Also, we're doing one of those lower calorie meals or lowest calorie meal you can find at Wingstop. So here's their new flavor called the sweet chili glaze. According to their website, it says a sweet and spicy fusion of sweet chili and rich hoisin with a bold kick of red chili sauce with sesame seeds. Hoisin, for those who don't know, is a sweet, like kind of tangy Chinese sauce. The viscosity of it is very thick, so it's something that's used in Chinese cooking more or less. So I'm expecting a Chinese inspired flavor. So let's try this sweet chili glaze right here. It definitely is a sticky sauce right off the bat. I think people, especially if you love spicy Korean Q, that seems like it's the base of this sauce. But it's a lot tangier, so it doesn't taste like it, but that same flavor profile. I've always said I like a sweet and spicy sticky wing, and that is what this is through and through. Coming through on this also is that chili paste. So you do get almost like if spicy Korean Q and chili paste or chili sauce got mixed together. And those sweet heat kind of sauces are right up my alley. This is one of those that I think is gonna go really well on a chicken sandwich or tenders. But it does work with the wing, especially how I like it, because I get mine well done. That wet sauce on it, or that sticky sauce in this case, is excellent. Let's do the ranch. I like this a lot. I'm not even gonna mince words. This is one of their best sauces that they come out with, in my opinion. It's right what I want to have. Oh, wow. Nice. This is definitely one of my favorite flavors at Wingstop. It tastes like spicy Korean Q, but with a little more heat, a little more of that chili flake, and a little more of that hoisin, so it's a different flavor. In my opinion, a little bit better. I wish this was a permanent one again. I don't know what they have to do that, but this is probably one of the best sauces they've come out with in their limited editions in a while. That's just my opinion. Let's also do a boneless. Sometimes it works. I think this is going to hit. The boneless looks like it's going to be something. Yeah. This is one of those versatile. This is good. You can sign me up for this any day. Look at that. Sweet, sticky. Heat-wise, people who think mango habanero is too hot, this might be better for you. It's nowhere near as hot as that. But I keep saying the same thing because the more I eat it, the more I'm getting like that really chili sauce vibe to go with. This is, man, I'm a fan. Thank you, because the last few Wingstop sauces I've come out with, I've kind of said they were all but trash, cheeks. Not great. This is the first one that I'm like, this made me a Wingstop, bring it back type of thing. Compared this to the rest of Wingstop sauces, I would probably put it at least top 5. I would have to sit here and think about it, but it's definitely in that category. As far as the barbecue-esque sticky kind of sauces, I think it's my favorite. Like, that's how much I enjoy it. So if I was at Wingstop and I wanted to get something that had the lowest possible calories, this is what I would order. I want to preface this by saying, when it comes to Wingstop, it is a very inexact science. When you go to their nutrition facts, they try to be as thorough as possible, but let me break this down for you. If you were to try to track this accurately, you'd have to weigh this in grams. Now, if you look at all of the pieces of chicken that you see, they're all different sizes, so you have to put that into consideration. If you're just going to guesstimate, which is your best bet, you're gonna have to take into consideration if you have bigger pieces or not, but relatively accurate. The lowest calorie sauces are Atomic, OG Hot, and plain or Cajun. So anything buffalo. When it comes to bone-in versus boneless wings, on average per unit, you're looking at 10 calories less. For example, this is OG Hot. One bone-in wing is 90 calories, and then one boneless wing is 80 calories. Again, not exactly accurate, but as accurate as you're going to get. As far as the worst sauces, of course, it's my favorite flavors. This is Nick's lemon and garlic. Also garlic parm and lemon pepper, the two worst. Even though it's really not that bad, it's about 120 calories for bone-in, boneless being 110. But of course, the worst thing that you can get at Wingstop are the dipping sauces, which all three are over 300 calories. The least is actually this ranch, which is 320. The honey mustard is 390 calories. For, again, it's the entire tub, so you have to take that in consideration as well. I usually used to use 2. And finally, for the sides, the best side that you could get, technically speaking, is the celery, if you're that boring. But it's actually these. Cajun corn is actually the least. A 5-piece is 200 calories. The fries, on average, for a regular is 500 calories. So you could, technically speaking, get 10 pieces of the Cajun corn, and you would end up at 400 calories, which is a lot better than having the fries. But if you want the fries, you're gonna have to get them plain if you want the least amount of calories. There's nothing on this menu that I would consider macro friendly per se, but my advice, if you're going to Wingstop and you wanna have something and kind of just enjoy your meal, I would go in with a budget. If you're gonna count your calories, your sodium, or whatever you're counting, I would just keep the menu as small as possible or budget. So for example, if I had 1,000 calories as a budget, just giving you a round number, I could get 10 wings and I'd be at 900 calories. If you had 1,100 calories, you could throw in a corn for 200 calories, and then you'd still be at 1,100. Just understand the way that I do things, you don't have to do this, is I would budget my calories for the rest of the day. So that is what you see on the screen right here, is I have a Oreo cakester that I'm going to review later. I'm only having one, and then I'm going to add up what I had as far as wings and corn pieces, and that should be somewhere around that number you see. Now, again, it's not going to be exact, so for the rest of my day, I only have X amount of calories, which all I'm eating is chicken and broccoli. But it's an inexact science, but that is your best bet. If you want the most optimal thing, yes, if you are trying to save calories or you are trying to eat better, I would advise you to stay away from Wingstop. But can you fit this into your daily thing if you know how to budget correctly? Yes. Again, I'm not telling you what's optimal. I'm giving you options. Be able to have foods that you want without feeling too guilty about it. Just understand things like this should never be the bulk of your diet. It shouldn't be all you're eating. As a person who eats food for a living, I have to make things a little more different, especially now where I'm in January. I usually have a bit of a cutting phase going into March and April. Normally on these days, I have 3,000 calories, but I'm on a slight cut, which I'm eating 2,400 calories right now. But usually for most of the year, I'm eating between 3,000 and 3,500, depending on my goals. If I have 3,500, I have a lot more calories to play with, which is why you'll see me having more. With this, I have less to play with. So if I sat here and ate this 10-piece and all this other stuff that you see here, yeah, I'd probably not be able to eat for the rest of the day. I don't recommend doing that. So I've looked at like the initial thing when it came to the collaboration video that I put out yesterday. For the most part, most of you guys enjoyed it. I really did enjoy doing said video as well. And with that being said, it has to come naturally. So I know a lot of you are like, oh, more like this. I agree with you. You know how I am, transparent as hell. It still has to come naturally. Meaning, this was something that we were mutuals for a while, but we're never in the same area. He just happened to be in the same area, and it was very spur of the moment. So he was like, yo, it was short notice, but I ended up over there, and it turned out well. So if something arises where it's someone that I'm already kind of a mutual with, or we have some sort of like history, then sure. I would never want to turn this channel completely into something like that. So it would have to be something that was sporadic. But as I always say, if the video does well, which again, it's been out right now, it's about 7 o'clock, so about 1 hour. It seems like people are receiving it well, and that's all I wanted to see. There will be more as time goes on because of that. I know people want to see this, the travel stuff and stuff like that. If that does in fact happen, I will reach out to people in that area and try to do something. Bro, OG Hot is actually a lot better than I gave credit for in the beginning. I just want to say that. Let me tell you. But you know me. I don't really like leaving the house. Chilling in here. But I figured that was something the streets wanted to see. And I'm always down for that. The one thing that a lot of people notice, and this is just me kind of giving feedback to what people were saying. A lot of people said that it seemed natural. It was. We were there for about 4 hours. Give or take. 3. Excuse me. I got, just long story short, Eric was there later than Luke and myself. I was the closest. So when I first got there, it was just me and Luke chilling for probably about 30 minutes. I got there about 5:30. And we were just talking. I actually got to FaceTime some of his people from at the crib. They said they want to talk to me. So I talked to some of them on FaceTime, and they were cool too. And then we were just having a conversation. Eric rolled up. He was just having a conversation. We ordered the food. And what you saw in that 10-minute video, I'm not joking with you. We were talking, just running our mouths, yapping, whatever you want to call it. I pray the first portion that you saw where we were trying the food probably took about 30 to 45 minutes. And we just stood there in Rutt's Hut having a conversation for the next, like, probably from, 6:30 on till, I think we were there till like 8:30, something like that. So it was natural. It was chilling. Again, anytime you see me collaborate with somebody, the conversations that you see have always just been chill like that. And I would never do something. This sweet chili fire, bro. I gotta stop though. I don't want to go too overboard. I told somebody I'd give them those. I think I had like 2 or 3, and then 2 or 3 there. Right now I have in my calorie tracker, basically, I have 5 bone-in and 5 boneless wings. And I think I'm about at that. I think I ate like probably about 4 and 5 of each, but I'll look and count when it's all said and done. And then I had one of these. I have 5 in there right now. I'm not going to eat all of those for sure. And then I'll give the rest of the corn away. Let me get one of these Nick's lemon and garlic and we'll call it. The biggest reason that you're seeing this shift, by the way, I'm just, before I get out of here, I don't want people to think that it's okay to just eat tons of junk. I understand people that watch the shorts don't see this, so they don't understand what it is when they see all this food, but I'm trying to talk more about it in my short form and my long form content because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Even though I knew what I was doing the entire time behind the scenes, I know society these days, this is not a complaint, this is just a surveying. We live in a time where you have to like figuratively smack people on the head with information for them to get it. Most people don't tend to like try to put a bunch of things together and go, okay, this must be what he was doing. The majority of people on all of my socials assumed that I was just sitting here smashing 30 wings a day, all this food, all that food, and I don't work out. Many times people are like, do you work out at all? And I'm just like, damn, I guess I looked out of shape. I looked back and assessed myself. What was the difference between now and 2018, 2017, 2019, when I was doing more fitness-related content? And that's what was missing, was I was talking about those kinds of things on camera. It didn't completely alleviate people going, oh, well, you eat sodium. I'm not here to debate whether or not what I do is optimal. I'm just here to tell people that I'm not just eating what I want to and just saying screw it, and then I'm lucky. That's all I'm trying to do. If you want to tell me this isn't healthy, I'm not going to debate that with you. That's for me, my brain, and my doctor to decide. But other than that, that's where this kind of shift. I know some people are probably thinking like, why is he talking about stuff like that all of a sudden? That's why. And I also, lastly, I know just from the comment section and the DMs that I've gotten, I know a lot of people that watch these videos. Clearly, we all love food, which means myself included, more than likely, a lot of us have struggled with their weight and kind of what to do to like get at least the ball rolling. Like this isn't me saying, oh, well, I struggle with my weight my entire life. I've always been real about that. It wasn't until like probably the last 7 or 8 years that I've kind of gotten a grasp on, even if I see myself trending in the wrong direction, I know what to do to kind of get back right. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, there'll always be the review content. There's still going to be mukbangs, but I still want to add in a little bit of the cooking, a little bit of the calories and stuff like that. But I'm going to do it within the same videos more than likely. This way, I feel better about myself and people are still seeing the content that they want to see. So again, transparency is always key. I love y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. And hand signs. They made it to YouTube.